We have our son move into a long-term rental, probably stay there for 2 years. We do want him to pay the cover of any expensive properties, which would still be okay to use it as a long-term rental or as an owner-occupied. This is a condo in Chicago. I just want to make sure this 2 year, I don't know if you mentioned that 2 years. So someone is buying a condo for their son and they want to live there and they will also cover any expenses for the property. When you have a property, some people think that if my family is using it, it becomes my primary residence kind of thing, and that the section 121, that you don't have to pay any capital gain when you sell, gets kicked in, but that's not how it works. So I hope you're not asking about that when you say you're going to have there for a year or two, but no matter how many years the son lives there, it will never be section 121. The other thing is LTR, right? Your son moves into a long-term rental, pays all the coverage. Would it still be okay to use it as LTR or owner-occupied? If it's owner-occupied, it basically becomes your second house. The only tax benefit you get is without a tax in your Schedule A, which doesn't give you that much tax savings. If it still remains as a long-term rental, then you still get the depreciation. You can do cost segregation depending on your professional status or whatever you have, depending on how long you're going to own the property. Remember, with or without real estate professional status, you can still do cost segregation, still suspend your losses, and that helps you in the future. You cannot do that if it's owner occupied. However, you have to understand the rule behind how it is characterized as a long-term rental. Meaning, if your son pays you only to cover the expenses, which is below the fair market rule, then as soon as a family uses your rental property, it becomes not a primary residence, it becomes a personal residence, it becomes a second property, and you lose all this benefit. So only thing you need to change is he needs to pay your normal fair market rent. Just treat him as another tenant, and that's what you gotta do. And everything else is the same, depending on your long-term goals, depending on your other properties, your incoming cash flows from non-passive and passive activities. This property as a long-term rental can really help you if you keep it as one for now and in the future. So basically, there's no benefit of being owner-occupied, but there's benefits of being long-term rental. And to do that, if you can use him as a tenant, then it's much better.